Okay, let's talk about exporting. I've got my movie here that's playing away, and I want to export it to my uh, as a movie. I got to warn you though, right off the bat, when you do batch renders with movies, they sometimes turn out darker, and I'm a little worried about that for this, but we're going to find out how it looks. So the first thing you have to do when you're going to export it, and it's looked dark here, but whenever I've seen student ones, I haven't seen it turn out too dark. So I'm hopefully this one will turn out okay, but we'll see. So the first thing we need to do is adjust the settings for our render. So what I'll do is, you have different little panels up here. You have modeling, and then it has a different menu. And then if I go up to like animation, all that top changes. And if you go to rendering, all that top changes. And so what we want to do is we want to go to render and then go render settings. And these are the settings for our render. And this includes where are we going to save it to. So we've got this file where we're going to save it to. All that is determined, and I'm going to get out of here. All that where we're saving it to is actually determined if I go File and Project Window, and then right here, and it's going to be saved inside an Images folder. And if you want to define where it's going to save, you just click New, and then click on this folder, and you're going to designate where it's going to be, and then you'll hit Select, okay? And then if you want, you can name that new project to like logo export or something, and then hit accept. Okay, and that will, mine's already set, so I don't need to do it. And so you're just going to do that. So let's go back to our render settings now that we know where it's going to be saving to, and render settings. And there's a couple of things that you're going to have to do where it's already done here. You're going to probably, I recommend applying output transform to render. They say on the internet that it's the lighting is better if you do that. Rather than the default for this is sometimes AVI or IFF. I just recommend doing JPEGs. We're going to export them as individual JPEGs. Okay. Then the default is also something else. I recommend you doing it. It's exporting the name, and then it's going to export like 250 pictures depending on how many frames you have in your movie. So I recommend. Oh, let's listen to an announcement. It's time for archery practice. I wonder if you heard that or not. So we're gonna go name, and then it'll be like slide number 2, slide number 3, slide number 4, and then .jpeg at the end. So that's what that's for. As we go down, how many frames are we going to do? It'll be the first frame, as well as my movie goes up to frame 240. So depending on where your frame is, then make sure that it's like you're just going to gauge how long you want your movie to be. Also, very important, mine goes to 240. Also, very important, make sure that you're actually rendering through your camera, okay? Don't go through your perspective, which is the default. Make sure you're going through your camera. And the default for this, it'll be something like 540. Make sure that you're exporting in full HD, 1080 HD. These things I think will be okay. Sometimes if you got lots of light and some cool lighting going on, I might recommend that you go into ray tracing quality and you click on ray tracing. That adds a little bit of like streaming light and so forth. So good, you're ready to, you've got all your settings done. Then you actually tell the computer to render, and you go batch render. So as soon as you do that, you'll click on batch render, and then you'll see down below here, it'll take a second, but it'll start going, and it'll start going rendering file 001, rendering file 002, rendering file 003. And depending on like the memory of your movie and how many frames, it could take like an hour or so, or not. It could be really quick if it's something simple. Mine is a little more complicated, and so I've already got it set. So I've already saved the files, and so they are, if I go over here, if I go into, I've got them all set here. I'm going to go to work area, going to go to me, and then I have them in a, oh, where did I put them? Oh, where did I put them? Oh, there we go. And images, and here are all the pictures, all 240 pictures, okay? So, so I've got them all here, and yeah, they did turn up a little dark. I'm a little disappointed with that. Let's go into Premiere, and we're going to put it all together in Premiere. We're going to make a new sequence, and we're going to go 24 frames a second. I think I had mine set for 24 frames a second at 1080, like so, and it's going to make just like a plain new sequence here. Let's import the all the photos in. So I'm just going to go to that folder, going to grab them all. So let's just start at the top, click the first one, scroll down to the bottom, holding down the Shift key while I click the last one, and it selects them all. And now we're just going to take all these and drag them into our project window. Okay, that'll just take a second. It's going to import. All right, so then, now the trouble is though, is that, and I missed a step. I'm going to undo for a second. There, I just did. Because if I were to drag one in, the default setting for it is going to be 5 seconds long. Every picture that you import into Premiere automatically lasts for 5 seconds long. That's great if you're doing like a story and you want to flash a picture up there while somebody's talking away for some sort of B-roll thing. But if you're doing a stop animation, it doesn't really help you very much. So essentially that's what this is turning out to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Edit and Preferences, and then go into the timeline, and then we're going to, the default is usually at 5 seconds, but you can see I've already got it set for 1 frame. So let's go, so there it is for seconds, and so there's 5 seconds. Let's change it to 1 frame, okay? Oh. Yeah, sometimes it does that. I want to do new sequence at 20. Yeah, that's right. And then we go to Edit Preferences, General, and we go to Timeline, and 1 frame. There we go. Okay. So now, whenever we import images into Premiere, it's only going to be 1 frame long. So let's go grab our images now, drag them in. Did I get them? There we go. Drag them in. It's importing. And then we're going to, while we have them all selected, we're going to we're going to get our first image. There we go, and drag it in. We can see now that it's now showing up in here. Let's give it a quick play. It's only lasting for like less than 9 seconds. As we play by, it's going to go through, and then it's going to zoom back in order to see the logo. Great. Let's export. Going to go File, and Export Media. And then your default here may be AVI. Make sure it's set for H.264. This will probably be all right, this match source, that's great. Click on the blue type, because this is going to be the name of the file, and plus where you are going to be saving it to. This is where I'm saving it, so I'm just going to call it Flying Logo. And I'm going to hit Save and Export. You'll see the file is now exporting, and as soon as that goes, we are good. It's now done. Let's go take a look at our file. And here it is right here. Double click, opens up in QuickTime, and there's our finished movie. Okay, so give it a shot, see what you can do with it, and good luck.